Welcome back, everyone. Oh, that lens is filthy dirty. What I wanted to discuss today is organization and planning, which I haven't done yet. But one thing I've noticed is that most home garages were never laid out. They just kind of happened. As tools get acquired and equipment comes in, it just goes wherever it happens to fit. And while everything has a location, no one can tell you why that's the location for that tool. You know, rags, ear protection, and electric drills being stored in the same drawer just because that's where they happen to fit. Compared to when you go to a race shop or a factory, everything was laid out in one fell swoop, and it was given a home based on its needs and accessibility requirements. So since we've pulled everything out of the garage into a giant pile on the floor, and we're being really intentional about where we put stuff, so I want to go through just the thought process we had and where we're putting stuff. So, in general, here's what we're looking at. We're trying to make this imaginary line where this little indentation is, this wall here. That's where all the dirty, grimy stuff happens. That's where the tools go. On this side, this is just going to be car parking. We'll work on the cars here, but I want to try and avoid cluttering the walls, and I want to keep it clean and nice, so the car has a nice home to come to every night. We've laid it out so we can fit two cars in here easily, 3 if we need to cram things together. Along this section we've talked about before is where our 2 engine builds are going to be happening, so parts for each individual engine build. We'll put a desk, workbench, we've gone over all that. Over here, we've got our air compressor centrally located so we can get air to wherever we need to. Eventually we'll run hard lines and with drops, but for now, there it is. We've got our press, parts washer, and we've laid out all of the tools needed here. Now, tools that are 90% of the time used on the motor, stored over there. But the rest of the stuff, hammers, screwdrivers, tape, hot dog roller, we're going to keep those, goes over here. I've also laid out, we're going to put, miscellaneous hardware, bolts, screws, that'll go up on those walls there. Dirty processes, the grinder, we want that as far away from the clean stuff as possible. Got our good old vise mounted there, the all-important refrigerator, and then up above I've labeled all of the boxes with exactly what's in them and tried to just not just let that become we're not going to let that become a pile like last time. It's going to be a clean, organized place that if you need to find something, you can find it real quick. And everything that goes up there is stuff that we do not need access to on a daily basis, so parts for my daily driver and whatnot. Down below, all of our precision equipment that goes in its own little boxes. Here's a fuel direct injection puller. That'll all go down here. These drawers need to get rearranged because I don't even know what's in them right now. Oh, look, it's the ear protection and napkin drawer, rag drawer. Knew I'd seen that before somewhere. With sanding equipment for doing drywall. I don't even know why that's up here. So we're got to go through it and rearrange and label everything so that guys who are coming and helping out know where to find tools at. And we still got room. We're going to get a couple more cabinets to fill this in over here. So at the end of the day, it's just going to be so much more fun to work in a shop where everything had a purpose and a design to start with. It didn't just evolve, because things that just evolve rarely are good. And I've got a ton of old LT1, LT4 parts that I'm still trying to sell. So if you know of anyone who wants one, let me know. I gotta stash those somewhere until I get around to posting them on eBay. Alright, here's what we got done so far. Fluids up on the shelf. Out of the way. Sorted all of my little epoxies, dielectric grease, Loctite, brake lube, etc. into drawers. It's easier to find. Turned this toolbox into precision equipment only. So micrometers, bore gauges, push rod tool. That one's empty. That one's empty. Calipers, feeler gauges, piston ring compressor. So this will go somewhere in this vicinity here, since that's where we build the motors. Alright, it's the day after Thanksgiving. I've been out chopping wood all morning, so I'm whooped. But we have our wood, we have our 2x4s, we got a fire, so I'm going to start building some benches. I am not a wood craftsman, so just take the idea from this, don't copy anything directly. Alright, so I want to take a moment to go over some design theory with you. So, sometimes things are designed a certain way because they have to be. Physics just won't allow anything else. Sometimes it's an artistic choice. Things are designed the way they are because it's cosmetically appealing or ergonomic. And sometimes things are designed for reasons that no one else will ever know. So, we have one of those with us today. I have to decide how high to put these benches. And there's a range. You know what too high is and you know what too low is, but there's 6 or 7 inches in the middle, or really any one of them could be it. I'm here all by myself today, so I don't have anyone to help me hold the bench in place. So because of that, we're going to use this folding table, slide the bench up to the wall and screw it there, and that will be the height of the bench. No one will ever know how I picked that, except for you, but that is why the bench is going to be that high off the ground. I'm not even measuring it, I don't know what height that is. It's that height. Don't worry, you won't be able to see it later. So, I'm just fastening that. I got 3.5 inch long screws going into the studs in the wall. Supports there, so this should be nice and comfortable. Did braces like this when we're sitting here, your leg can swing out, not hit anything. Our tool chest will fit neatly right in the center here. So now we're going to cut the plywood for the top, pin it all down, paint it black, and get to building some motors. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited about this. So we still got to hang 2 more light fixtures under each one. Should give us nice and bright. I gotta go buy a TV to put there. Tape just kind of marks out roughly what size, and we'll pull it off the wall so it's not hidden. Just finished painting, so it's a bit wet, but we'll have another computer monitor up here for, you know, looking up parts and whatnot, manuals. It's gonna be cool. So now I just gotta finish picking up the last little bits and pieces and finding a home for everything. We're getting there. So this should be the last video of how we're putting this together. In the next one, we'll show you a completed shop and hopefully start in on the first project car. So looking good.